Hi ladies, it's Kristen. We're here for my week 18 update, and this is actually take two because my phone ran out of storage on me the first time around, which is really annoying, and I really need to be able to get a phone with greater storage capacity, which I hope will happen sometime this year. Anyways, we'll go ahead and talk about how things are going for me. I actually feel pretty good right now. I'm still trying to figure out how in the world did I manage to get to 18 weeks, sorry. Just push that down a little bit already. Yeah, wow, 18 weeks already. It doesn't feel like that long. I keep thinking, man, in 2 weeks I'm going to be 20 weeks pregnant. I'll be, halfway through, and it's just kind of crazy. I'm feeling the baby moving a lot, which is really cool. I think I told you guys a couple weeks ago that I had been feeling the baby consistently for about a week, so for about 3 weeks now. I was actually worried yesterday. I'm a little bit late with this update. I'm actually 18 weeks and 3 days just because life has been crazy. Crazy in a good way, but crazy this week. So usually I do prenatal appointments in the office on Wednesdays, and this week I did it on Tuesday because there was a mom I really needed to see who was coming in. I mean, I needed to be there for her appointment. And she was coming in on Tuesday, so I went in yesterday. And I was a little bit worried because I really hadn't felt the baby move. Scott reminded me that I'd been pretty busy. Usually I only do a half day of appointments. I just do the afternoon appointments on Wednesday afternoons. Yesterday I did a full day of appointments because I needed to come in, and there was just, I knew most of the moms, or I'm either going to be part of their team or had been part of their team. So I just wanted to be there for them. And so it was a long day, and I was pretty busy. Even though I'm just a student, just an apprentice sitting in there, there's a lot that I do. I chart, I can take blood pressure. Usually everybody who's in there feels the position the baby's in if the mom is still pregnant. We had a few postpartum moms come in yesterday, which means like baby jiggling, baby weighing. Yesterday was actually the first time I've ever been able to weigh baby in like the scale, the signature sling scale that midwives use. And I weighed two babies, a 2-weeker and a 6-weeker, which was a lot of fun. So anyways, there's just a lot to do. Even for a student like me, even though I'm not the one who's leading the appointment. And of course I'm observing and learning so that one day I will be able to lead appointments. So it was a lot, and Scott was reminding me of that, and I still was feeling a little bit worried because, for example, I had a birth on Sunday that I assisted at, and we went back and saw that mom on Monday, and I felt the baby moving like all while we were doing her follow-up appointment. I didn't notice as much during the birth, but there is a lot going on during a birth. But even like when I was intentionally thinking about it yesterday, I wasn't feeling the baby as much. So that was a little bit worrying for me, like worrying enough that it even crossed my mind to ask between appointments, like, maybe we could just do a quick listen for the baby. But I really didn't want to get the Doppler out or anything, even though I'm sure that would have been okay with my midwife, who's also my teacher. So anyways, when we got home, I did share with Scott that I was a little worried when I got home. And just I do tend to feel the baby more in the evening, so I was just kind of waiting. I feel like I ate really well yesterday, even though it was a busy day. But I do think I might have gotten a little dehydrated because I kind of felt a little crampy. And actually I haven't done a good job today with drinking a lot. So as soon as I get done with this video, I think I'm going to go drink a quart of water or something. So I think that might have had something to do with it too, because the baby's movements are still pretty small. But I did feel the baby some. Yesterday evening we watched a few episodes of Downton Abbey after we put the kids to bed, which is fun. And then when we came to bed, I did sit down or lay down and listen with the fetoscope, and I found the baby's heartbeat. And that sounded good, and I was actually getting like little kicks too. And I've actually been able to feel kicks from the outside. On Monday afternoon when I was doing my mama baby birthing classes, I had my hands on my belly while I was teaching because I've got a headset on. And the baby was kicking me, which was really cool. And I could feel it from the outside. So anyways, it was a little worrisome. So I think it's a place that many of us get to. It's like, come on, baby, move, especially when you start to get used to that movement. And especially one of the things that I've found that's really different for me this pregnancy is even though I haven't had any losses, at this point I've seen a lot of friends have losses. And so that comes to my mind a lot. And especially, I think the period between like 14 and 24 or so weeks is hardest for me, because that's when I've had friends have miscarriages and early losses. But most of my friends who have had a later loss, it's been like that second trimester time. And so it's a time that there's more anxiety for me, just because I kind of channel that. We had a mom in the office, I think it was last week. And she was talking about, how she had a friend who was having some pregnancy complications, and it just, just impacted her, even though she hasn't had any of those issues at all. And so I think it's just very, very real. And as you hear more about that, some of that's on your mind. So that was on my mind. So I'm really hoping over the next few days, my next few days will be really busy, but I'm hoping I feel the baby plenty. Because I do have those worries, even being baby number 8, it's like I just want this baby, and I want this baby to be healthy. So, whatever that might mean. But so the next couple of days, I will be at the Michigan Midwives Association conference. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm the only one from our practice going, just because of busyness in general. And so I have to drive, which I'm bummed about, but it's only a 2-hour drive, so that'll be okay. And then I'll stay overnight for the conference. And hopefully learn a lot. I'm pretty excited about it, so I'll let y'all know how that has gone next week. Last week I did have my prenatal appointment, and that went really well. My blood pressure was good. Kathy was able to find the baby with the fetoscope. She found the baby. I usually find the baby on the right, like just slightly to the right side, like from the midline of the body, just slightly to the, or no, I usually find the baby on the left, sorry. Just slightly to the left. And she found the baby on the right, which I've only found the baby on the right a couple times. Most of the time it's on the left. So that was pretty cool, to know that baby's swimming around and moving. But really we just talked and kind of talked about the same sort of stuff that I share with you guys, what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling and everything. And it's just good to be able to go in and talk about that with her. And also one of the reasons why I really value talking with her is that sometimes when you talk about feelings and worries and concerns that you have during pregnancy, other people can be judgmental about those. And one of the things that I really value about talking to my midwife is that she's never judgmental, or she has opinions about it of her own. She keeps them to herself. Like, she would give me her professional opinion on something, but if she would be like, you're crazy for dressing your child in red, which is silly, but, think about parenting choices or things that you're struggling with, even when your life is totally different. She's able to be non-judgmental and just listen, which is really, really nice for me. So I got to talk, and that was really good. Part of me feels like, whoa, it's crazy, because one of the other students in the practice was like, oh, Kristen, I was noticing your next appointment is on XYZ date. And I was like, what? It can't be coming that soon, because it feels like I just had this one, but at the same time, I'm glad, because it means I will be able to do that talking and, of course, get her to confirm that she's hearing baby and, kind of help me feel out what I'm feeling still. So anyways, I always do look forward to prenatal appointments for that reason. Otherwise, I really think that things are going very well. I've been doing like some soul searching. I've had some dreams. I've still been having dreams with like big spaces, and like I shared a few weeks ago, it's like large buildings, like big houses. And then I've also had some dreams where like I'm going through big spaces, like with lots of rooms. More recently, I'm not sure what all that's about. I've been kind of wrestling, thinking, we haven't done any baby gender tests or anything yet, because I'm still actually not even sure, do I even want to play with what a test says? And I guess because I've kind of been thinking, and just, all that introspection that I think starts to come in pregnancy, like my own thoughts and feelings. Like there's an issue that I've struggled with consistently in my pregnancies, like, worrying about a boy or a girl. Is it a boy or a girl? Which is one of the reasons why I bring this up. And, really wrestling with that lately. And one of the reasons, like I was thinking about it, and I feel like my anxiety about that issue has changed, which to me is a good thing. because it was, it was because of my own relationships and my own feelings about myself, and who I was, and being a woman versus, a man being a man, and what that meant for me in my life and everything. And so, there were things that I had concerns about with especially my older kids, not because they were my older kids, but because of where I was in my life. And some of it too is probably because they were my older kids, like relationships with my own parents. And now I can see where some of those patterns are there, but I can also see that things are very different for me. Like my circumstances are very different from my parents' circumstances. My mom was and is chronically ill. My dad was and is working much of the time to help pay the bills for a chronically ill wife. And so that affected how present my parents were able to be with me, for me, and for my brother. And also what our relationships were like. And so as I went into, what life would be like with my children, there was a lot of concerns about that. Can I be a parent in this manner when I didn't feel like I was parented? And now I realize that, you can, as a parent, choose something different. You can take the good from when you were growing up, because there probably is some good. And you can also consciously choose to change, make different choices, build different relationships. And I still don't feel like I do 100% great, like with my own kids, but I'm aware of that. And I know that I can improve that with intentionality, So from like that perspective, from like the fears that came forward from my own familial relationships, I feel like I've been able to move past that. Not completely, but I am doing so. And so those aren't there anymore. And then, like I said, wrestling with who I am, and being pleased with myself, and also confident with myself. I'm a pretty stubborn, outspoken, spunky, bratty, bossy. You can give it lots of negatives and lots of positive spins. Tenacious, I like that one. But that's just me, who I am. And also very like logical thinker, type A personality. I love computers and gadgets and things. I was a tomboy when I was a kid, and so that there was a lot of conflict there for who I was. Whereas now, 20 years away from being my daughter's age, my eldest daughter's age now, and 15 and a half years away from becoming a parent, 16 years from finding out I was pregnant for the first time, I've changed a lot as a person, and I've become a lot more comfortable with who I am. I've realized that it's okay to step into my power. I've also realized that the power that a woman has is different, but no less significant than that a man has. And I also feel like the opportunities for a woman are at least in modern countries right now. I actually worry about the future for my daughters more than I worry about them for myself, because I feel like they're pretty limitless. There are other things, like obviously women's treatment and maternity care and stuff, that needs a lot of improvement. But as far as career advancement and things like that, you see women, especially female entrepreneurs, just killing it every day. So that's really inspiring to me. And I have a husband who appreciates who I am, which helps a lot. So I guess I'm just talking through this because this is the kind of introspection that I do in pregnancy. And like I said, it's tied to my worrying about, is this baby going to be a boy or a girl? And those were big issues for me then. And thinking about it, it's like, why is this still an issue for me now? Especially because I have sons and daughters, and I'm in a stable, happy marriage, and I feel like, I'm following my passion, my calling, and I have a relatively successful natural birth website. So why do I still think about this? Where is this anxiety coming from? And I really think that for me, one of the things is that in my childhood mind, again, you go back to your childhood, but I had like my perfect family, which is way different from what my family looks like now, because in that vision, I had 4 kids. Obviously, I'm pregnant with baby number 8. But, I had these ideas like of how I wanted to start and everything, like that perfect family many little girls have. If you didn't have that, that's fine. But, if you did, maybe you can identify with me. And so I guess like there's still that part of me that wants to end with that vision of that last baby who would be my baby, and everything like that. And part of the reason is because I am really wrestling. This is baby number 8. Raising kids is tiring. Babies are a huge blessing, but but maybe I'm ready to be done with having babies. And also, I think Scott's ready to be done with having babies, and that's a major thing that's on my mind too. So it's kind of like, I really want to feel like maybe this baby is the baby that I want to stop with. And then also I had a dream. I don't even know, it may have been a daydream. But it was when one of the older kids was a baby, not one of the much older ones, one of the middler kids, I guess. I want to say it was when Honor or Corwin was a baby, or a toddler. And it was of this little child with particular hair color. And I don't have that child yet. So I kind of feel like I'm supposed to have that child. And then I've also had, I had a dream that was a pretty direct dream with a pretty direct baby name, being told this is my name. And so I kind of feel like, and then I had a couple dreams like before I was pregnant, which made me think, is this little person supposed to be coming to me? And especially that dream of seeing that little child. I mean, I can still remember exactly how the child was dressed, exactly what the child's hair looked like. And it's like that, it feels like that little soul is supposed to be part of my family, and that little soul is not here. And anyways, all of this is like major introspection for me. But I think it's the kind of thing, your introspection might look totally different, but it's probably there. There are probably thoughts about some issue or another. So maybe hearing mine helps. But that's what I was really thinking, is like, why do I still really, is this a boy or a girl? Is I guess because part of me is wondering, is this the child that's going to help me feel like, okay, this is the child that was meant to be my last child? And also, is this that little person that I saw so clearly that I know I don't have? The hair color thing is interesting to me. My little ones were all lined up on the couch. I think they were watching Sesame Street last week. And my dad had been visiting, and he commented, all their hair is different colors, and it's like all different shades. And I was like, yeah. But it's like to see this little one who has hair that isn't there in that lineup yet, it just makes me think that person is still out there. And I guess too, part of me wants to feel like, okay, I had these dreams and these intuitions about this person. One of the things I have a harder time doing is trusting my own intuition, my own decision-making ability. And so I guess feeling validated that intuition was right would be cool for me. So anyways, just a lot of thoughts. And this is the kind of thing that I talked through this kind of thing with my midwife last week, was like, she knows that the gender issue is a really big one for me. And she challenged me to kind of like wrestle with that. There were other things like I don't like it. I know I shared with y'all already. I don't like it when people are like, I think it's a boy or a girl. I just really don't like that. And that was one of the things I was sharing. And, she was giving me some advice for that, but also challenging me personally, like, wrestle with, where is this coming from for you? Why is that there for you? Which I thought was valuable, which is why I've been doing it. And I think too, like when I was, saying my prayers and everything, which is the primary time I think through all of this, I was talking to God, and I said that, part of me wants to run to an ultrasound place right now because I'm 18 weeks pregnant. I could know and have it settled. But then also, I think ultrasounds are a blessing. We found out with most of our kids, so I don't have a huge problem with them. But also, like, for me, coming from this place where I'm coming from right now, or I don't have a huge problem with like one. I have a huge problem with serial ultrasounds, but that's another topic. But anyways, so just thinking like I could know right now versus wait till the birth. And I think that ultimately, throughout humanity, we haven't known because there was no way for women to know. And obviously I believe in the Creator, and I believe that God, He created pregnancy in this way. I do believe He gives some women intuition and dreams, or fathers intuition or dreams or visions or whatever. We see that in scriptures even. But, we don't always know. And so that if He wanted me to know, I would know. And like I said, I've had a couple dreams and I'm still second guessing them. So maybe I'm second guessing a message from the Father, and maybe not. I'm definitely human, y'all. But I just feel like for me, He's saying, just be content to wait. Because I also know that even if I don't feel like I get the little person that I really want to have. And you know, it's a funny thing because I don't really even know much about the personality, but I can just picture that little person in that dream or daydream. I don't even remember. But you know, that the birth, like just the birth and having this new baby and meeting this new person. And I remember the excitement with Sadie, just being the one to bring her up and say, it's a girl, and just, you know, me being able to make that discovery for myself in my own way, in my own time. I know that even if my midwives are here, especially for my midwife, knowing that, I'm going to feel a little emotional right now, y'all, sorry. Knowing it's an important thing for me is like, she will give me the space. And I think I'll probably look right away, but if I didn't want to, you know, they wouldn't say. They would just give me that space. They would just give me that moment. So, you know, just knowing that's where I'll be able to meet this little person, is when I'm bringing them up into my arms, for me, is an important thing. And then, like, and I've shared before, I feel like I bond really strongly with my babies just by feeling them in my belly from both the inside and the outside and listening to their heartbeats. And that's good for me for now. And then, like, actually really getting to know the fullness of this person is part of the miracle of birth that I'm looking forward to. So anyways, that was a lot of sharing about me. Sorry for, you know, all that. I showed this to you on the first version of the video. So we'll switch to something a little bit lighter. This is the dress that I was wearing in that picture last week, the picture that was the cover for the video. So I got this from Poshmark, and the gals I ordered it from, like she showed in the pictures, it still had the tag on it, came with the tags. So this is a Rachel Zoe for Pea in the Pod Maternity. And it's a maxi dress, so it's really long. But it was $150 retail. She had it marked to $16, and then I paid like $6 shipping. So it was really very worth it. It's super comfortable. I love it. I wore it out yesterday and got a lot of compliments. I have been putting an undershirt on so you can see like this much white. I chose a white undershirt because this is a little bit of a low V for me out in public. Now around the house, this is fine, and especially if I were to wear this while nursing, like it makes it easy to nurse around the house. But if when going out, I'm a little more modest. So anyways, I really like it. So I need to get some maternity shirts, especially to wear with my scrubs, because at the last 2 births I've gone to, the last 2 weeks, like my belly keeps wanting to pop out. So I need to get some maternity shirts, and I think all my maternity shirts that I have one little box of maternity clothes, and I think they're all the wrong season because I haven't been pregnant in warm weather really for a long time. For a lot of pregnancies, they've all been winter pregnancies. So anyways, but I really like that. So I'm thinking about looking for some maternity shirts and things on Poshmark. I was really pleased, and the seller that I bought from, part of it was probably just her, but it was packaged so nicely, and she'd put like even a little card with a ribbon around the package. It was just so nice. So that was really cool. A really nice way to, you know, both be thrifty and treat myself. So I'll show you my belly and then finish, because this is getting really long, because I know I was rambly, but hopefully as always it's helpful to you. So this is also a non-maternity shirt, so I'm about to pop out of it. So definitely got the belly going on. I'm feeling good about it this week. It's pretty round. Scott's actually been like noticing it a lot more. He's been poking at the baby and stuff a lot more, which is fun. So I'll show you, see, nice round belly. Fundus is about up to here, like at the top of my belly button. It's a little bit hard. Sorry about the lighting. So up here is just kind of curved for displaced stuff. I mostly feel the baby down lower, but when I'm laying down, I feel like I actually tend to feel the baby like a bulk that might be the baby's body up here. So anyways, you know, feeling good. I feel like my belly looks cute right now. I feel like it looks really good in the maternity dress. So I'm kind of, at least this week, just enjoying, you know, just enjoying being pregnant. And at my appointment last week, my weight gain was good. My appetite is definitely up, which is really good. So overall, I feel good. I feel like I'm kind of in that cute pregnant stage where I definitely am needing some maternity clothes, but my bump looks nice. I don't feel like too pregnant or anything yet. I feel like I'm taking care of myself better because I'm hungrier and I'm ready to eat more, which is good. So anyways, lots of thoughts there. I'll let y'all know how the Midwifery conference goes next week and give you any more updates. Until then, I hope you have a blessed week. Let me know anything you'd like to hear from me or anything going on with your pregnancy in the comments. I will talk to you soon.